Take a close look at the current hardware market. At this very moment, RAM prices are through the roof, and an RTX 5080 costs more than a decent used car. So if you don't have $700 or $800 to spend on components, you are stuck. What does someone do if they want a PC with real power, but they are on a limited budget? Server hardware from a few years ago, and the total price with shipping. And the most striking thing is that it was $160. At least that's what it cost me. You know, AliExpress prices change a lot. Maybe when you're watching this video, it might be a little more expensive or a little cheaper. What if I get scammed? What if it arrives broken? What if I build it wrong and break it? That's exactly what we're going to solve today in this video. Alright, we're going to take apart what came installed. Not to break anything, of course, but to see exactly what condition each component is really in. The first thing we're going to do is remove the RAM module, or modules. You gently press down on the tabs on the sides, and the memory will pop right out. Then we open the socket. The LGA 2011 mounting system utilizes a dual lever design. 2 latches, not just one. That confuses a lot of people. The first time you take it apart, you first open the side latch and then the top one. The order matters here because otherwise it won't work. If you do it backwards, you'll be forcing it, stressing the mechanism, and you might break it. With the socket open, we're going to remove the processor very carefully. Carefully lift it up very gently with your fingers, making sure you're not touching the motherboard pins. What are we looking for here? Well, straight pins and no weird or bent ones. Stains, no visible damage, and no dart. A lot of times there's thermal paste, and that would be a problem. If everything looks good, so far so perfect. The combo arrived in perfect condition. Now, let's put it together and assemble all the components exactly as they were. Now for the thermal paste. The combo doesn't come with a cooler, so it doesn't come with thermal paste applied either, but you still need to clean the IHS surface before installing yours, even if it looks clean. There is always some thick dirt and grime on it. I recommend using 90% isopropyl alcohol. Alternatively, use a cotton pad with standard isopropyl alcohol. Thoroughly wipe down the processor and let it dry for several minutes. First, we're going to install the CPU in the socket. The processor has a triangle on one of its corners. The motherboard also has those 2 marks. They need to line up. Don't use force. If it doesn't go in by itself, something's wrong. Put it in place, close the top lever, and then the side one. You'll hear a click with each one, and that's it. That means it's installed correctly. Next, you're gonna apply the thermal paste, about the size of a grain of rice, or a little more, 2 or 3 grains, right in the center of the CPU. When you put the cooler on, what it'll do is spread the thermal paste evenly over the surface of the CPU. And the backplate, which is this, doesn't exist. Because on X99 motherboards, the backplate, as you can see, is already built into the motherboard itself. And this is one of the most common mistakes. People look for it, can't find it, and think they've been sold. A motherboard that's missing a part. The RAM modules have an asymmetric notch. They only fit one way. For dual channel, on this motherboard, slots A2 and B2 are usually the ones you use for dual channel to work, but check your motherboard manual just to be sure, in case it uses a different configuration, since some X99 boards have a different order. Storage res. If your motherboard has an M.2 slot, pay attention to the orientation. The connector has a tiny alignment notch. The retention screw is positioned right at the very end, so be careful not to force it into place. Don't over tighten it. The screw is really small and the threads can get damaged really easily, so be very careful. As for the power supply, the 24-pin connector and the CPU connector are unique. They can't be plugged in backwards. The CPU connector on this motherboard can be either 8-pin or 8+4. Use every connector you have available. Anything else you need to know? Yes, the front panel connectors from the case, for example, power and reset, are shown in the motherboard manual, usually on the last page, or in the photos if you're looking at it on AliExpress, in the last photo. They're the smallest connectors and people always end up connecting them backwards. If the LEDs don't light up, just reverse the polarity and that's it. No worries, nothing will happen. You won't burn anything if you plug it in backwards. And well, once it's all put together, you just turn it on. If everything is connected properly, the fans will start up. The GPU fans, the cooler fan, and the case fans will all spin. So most likely, if everything is good, if you followed every step I mentioned, you'll immediately see the brand logo, in this case from this motherboard, and it will automatically go straight into the BIOS. That essentially means you did absolutely everything correctly, and that's precisely what took place here. 14 cores, 32 gigs, everything recognized, everything working for just $160. And now comes the question that really matters, the one you're probably asking yourselves too. How well does this combo perform? Is it worth it for gaming, for work, or for editing? Or is it a CPU that looks good on paper, but in practice doesn't convince anyone? Next week, we're going to put this to a serious test. Real benchmarks, current games, honest comparisons. As always, and at the end of the video, I'll tell you if I recommend it, or if I'd look at another option. So friends, that's it for today's video. I hope it helped you and that you enjoyed it. If either of those things happened, like I always say, I'm gonna ask you to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel, even though I just said that, and share it with your family, with your friends, so we can reach a much bigger community. So that's all for now. Thank you very much for being here. I'll read your comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.